back on. Oh, now it's turning back on. It come back on. Damn, it was on 1%. Ain't no way. The other one. Oh, let me see. Phone just be cutting off. Okay, we'll let that one charge. I ain't even gonna bother with it. They gonna phone and cut off on the child. It ain't no way in the world that phone went dead like that fast. But it did. Anyway, okay, I got my elastic in here. Even though this ain't the size I want, but I'm gonna work with what I got. And just stretch it into place. And what I am gonna do, I'm gonna close it, but I'm gonna like, get it. I'm gonna stitch on each seam. And a lot of people call it stitching in a ditch. That way I don't have to worry about it rolling up throughout my clothes. So, I'll do that. Straight stitch. But yeah, child. She don't wanna get her a new mind. Not a man, a new mind. It sounds like you gotta go clean yourself up. You gotta get it together. Okay, put this up. Hello. Okay, I guess I can use these scissors right here since they close by. I really don't like using these on thread, but okay, this is the last time. Hey, Pepper. Girl, child, all the trolls be coming out, girl. I told them, I guess they got a situation on their hands. Clean up on aisle 4. I don't know what to tell them. They gotta get that. It's a shitty mess. Okay. That's what it sound like, girl. They sound like they got a mess upon their hands. Okay. Yes, indeed. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this. That way I don't have to worry about my elastic moving around. I'm gonna go do it on all sides. But yeah, my phone and died on me. I had to grab my iPad. I know that ain't it. Just to finish my live. Then I had to end my live earlier when I was sewing. Girl, did you get a storm over there, Pepper? Girl, it just started throwing down. Girl, that damn storm scared the shit out of me. Have you seen all my content drama going on with Bill Cosby? I seen the doggone video. I said, Lord have mercy. I seen some of it. They is terrible. Like, girl, I'm so over Bill. I was so over Bill. The rain. I was coming from a funeral. You know what? The one that just happened. It was just going on, girl, and it was so bad. It sounded like it was some hell going on too. So I was like, oh no, ma'am, girl. I went and turned everything off and went and sat down. Went and set my ass right in the dark on my bed. I sure did. I remember what they told us to do, cut everything off. Girl, that's how bad it was. And then when I heard the hell, I was like, oh, please don't let it be no big golf ball size like they had. Damn, what's it? It was somewhere. Girl, they was busting out the windows. I was like, please don't let it come down like that right here. It didn't, but it was a lot going on in that little bit of time. I'm glad it stopped. Cause you can hear the thunder. The thunder was so loud. And kids were still outside. Girl, yeah, you couldn't talk. You couldn't do girl, I went and turned my phone off. I had turned my iPad off. My TV was already off because I was in here sewing. And girl, I went and did like this shit, like they used to do. Damn right. I had the air on, girl. I had turned the air conditioner off. I turned my fan off in my room. Girl, I had a whole flashback of when I was a kid. Girl, that's how bad it was. I was like, oh no, ma'am. We ain't about to do that. Not up in, what they said, not up in Chauncey. No, ma'am. Ain't going up on him. I cut that sucker right off and sat down. I was fine with it. Because I didn't like how it was sound. I didn't like the sound of it. I didn't like the sound. So, and I was in here. Shit, hold on. I got to cut my thread. I was in here sewing. So first I was like, oh, let me turn this machine off. Because, you know, when you start thinking about, you know, how that mess go and stuff, you know, girl, I was like, girl, I can't get my machine. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh no, let's cut this off. Girl took a whole field trip to the room and sat down. Had no choice but to go to sleep. I was, girl, when I tell you I was fully prepared to go to bed, I was like, shit, I'm gonna just have to go to sleep. That's what I was like, I'm gonna just, that's what it was about to be. It was gonna be going to sleep. And when I was up here, we was talking about, cause Shonda was up here. And matter of fact, I just had another live that I had to restart because my phone died. My phone was sitting right there. It's charging up now, but it like literally died in the middle of the live. And we was talking about that. And I was like, girl, like she literally, like for real, she was for real that she had never heard of what had went. I said, girl, this case been going on for years. And when I was talking, in the middle of talking, I was actually about to say, I guess it is really some people that, you know, they can pull from a jury that say they had no idea. Because she didn't know nothing about this lady. And you already know what type, you know what I'm saying? She was a blonde. And baby girl was out here. She was getting hits done left and right. Okay? Her children. Her husband, they tied her into the fifth husband's wife. They just convicted her last week of the fourth husband. Baby girl been busy. They ain't playing with her. Then they about to try her again for somebody else. The attempt on somebody else. Yes, ma'am. They ain't playing with her now. Let me say something. They're going to make sure. I think what happened was nobody really, I'm not going to say nobody cared about the adults because I'm not going to say that. That's not true. But baby, when they realized they couldn't find them children because see, prior to that, the fifth husband was still married when she started dating him. And basically, she was dating him and she was acting like, oh, we was just friends or whatever the case may be. And he had his whole life and situation or whatever going on and all that there, girl. Somebody had came through and tried to, you know what I'm saying, rat-tat-tat his wife. Yeah. I forgot what her name was. And so it was unsuccessful. But they was able to tie the vehicle back to the vehicle belonged to Lori because she had bought it for her daughter. And yeah, just like that. I already knew where you was going with that. Yeah, mammy. Anyway, so Miss Mama's the car had got tied back to her daughter. So what ended up happening was they started investigating her brother for, you know, trying to unalive that man's Oh, you fine? Girl, when he had the N in the I was already up in here trying, because on my iPad, it's like a different way of having to do it or whatever. And I was like, damn, how did I do it the last time? That's why I was sitting here like this with my finger on the, girl, finger on the, you know what, on the T. I'm like, because, you know, it's easy, like, you know, when you're on your phone. Anyway, you fine, girl, you fine. Don't nobody, you know what I'm saying? You don't expect people to troll that hard, but you know what happens. Because they ain't got no life and they miserable. But, yeah, child, hold on, I stitched in the ditch over here. I had to rethread it. But yeah, it was just a lot going on with that case, and it just went on. And like I said, unfortunately, it was like people, okay, so even when her brother tried to unalive her fifth husband's ex-wife, that ex-wife did unfortunately pass away, but they didn't investigate it, right? So then they started taking it seriously when they couldn't find them children. That's when they started really, really, you know what I'm saying, trying to prosecute everything walking when they couldn't find them kids. Because, like, and she wouldn't even tell them. She was like, she was already like lying to more than one person. She told one of her friends they was with their grandparents, then told somebody else they was somewhere else. So it was just a whole situation from that point. And then at that point, you know, the husband, the fifth husband, he done got his money. He done got the insurance money from the wife that passed away. And see, she was mad because she ain't get her insurance money. Because her fourth husband was smart. He had went and took her name off the $1 million insurance policy. Girlfriend had to call Diamond and thought she was going to get her inheritance. Only to find out that he had changed the name on the policy. And she was like, how was that possible? We both have one on one another. And da 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 da. And she was saying all this stuff, girl. She ain't get no coins. And yeah, we was getting into that. And then my phone died, girl. Then my phone died. But it was a whole fiasco. But she got another trial coming up. I said, girl, when I tell you they keep her ass in court now. And you know what? I think she loving every minute of it because she ain't got nothing else to do. She loving the attention of it. That's why she went here to represent herself. I'm pretty sure she going to represent herself again this time around. I'm pretty sure they're going to find her guilty again this time around. Because, you know, once you get found guilty of it once, shit. She said she going to appeal and all that. Yeah, girl, she done went and dyed her hair later because she used to be a beautician. Girlfriend, I went up, did her little prison hair, well, her little jail hair and makeup, and strolled her ass up in the courtroom like a whole hitter. Okay, and she done got away with a whole lot, honey. I said, damn. Child, even when they was looking for the children. This is terrible. They got so desperate to find out where those children were. They had gave her 5 days. I was like, I ain't never heard of nobody giving nobody 5 days to prove. I said, it must be some YT stuff. Because normally, you know, when they pull up and they want answers, but they want what they want, baby, they ain't leaving until they get it. So, and it wasn't a jurisdiction situation because, child, she had left Idaho and went to Hawaii. And, shit, when she was in Hawaii, they pulled up on her, was like, girl, you got 5. They, you know, approached her about the kids. She wouldn't answer. And then they gave her 5 days. I was like, oh, yeah, that's that YT stuff. And they still gave her too much grace and leeway. I was like, girl, I was waiting for them to tackle her ass back then. Because I remember watching it. Girl, I was on it. I was like literally watching. I was telling Shonda earlier, I was like, girl, that case was, it became headline news like real fast. And it became headline news like early. It really did. Hey, Bree Bree. Is it Bree Bree? Bye. All right, they finished. But yeah, I ended up using like a little blue thread because the thread was already in the machine. Yeah, I should let me go put them on right quick. It was going down though. Ouch. Okay. Oh, my bad. Are they done? These little shorts. You know what I'm saying? They fit, you know, decent height. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no nothing short, you know what I'm saying? Appropriate, like, you know what I'm saying? Real. You know, some real slight and light. Oh, Brie, okay. Girl, don't be. Girl, all I did was sit there and trace a pair of shorts that I already had. And the crazy thing is I had this fabric and it's actually like I didn't even realize it was like a stretchy jean. So that's why I went ahead. I was like, I'm gonna make me some pants out of it. I should have made me some pockets and all that. I ain't feel like doing all that. But just doing some basic stuff, girl. It'll save you a lot of time and everything else. But anyway, it was just, I just cannot believe. I was really shocked that nobody had never seen, you know, none of it going on. But yeah, child, they getting ready to she got another trial going up. That's why I reposted so much of the stuff because Shonda said she had never seen it. And I was like, girl, we got to get you caught up because it's a whole new trial getting ready to happen. And that trial is happening in June. And basically, the brother of hers that passed away by natural causes, Because that's the same brother that they've been saying allegedly was the one that did all the crimes. He was their hitter allegedly. So he was implemented in trying to unalive their niece's husband or something like that. And I think his name Brandon or something like that. So she going on trial for Brandon next. And I guess she probably gonna be her own attorney again, cause she ain't got nothing to do, girl. This lady is so delulu. I had, like I said, I had reposted a few videos of stuff that I had missed over the couple years, because when we when I found out that the trial in my head was kind of like the trial of the century, because it was her own kids involved. I realized they weren't going to do it live, like how they do it on like court TV and stuff like that. So I really never knew that they ended up providing some of the Zoom links later of the trial. So I did watch a couple clips of that, and I get why they didn't do it, because if you really think about how gruesome the remains were, and just like the details, and these was her kids. So I was like, okay, you know what? And then they were juveniles, so I was like, okay, I'm cool. I ain't need to see that, no way. Girl, I probably would have, that wouldn't have been good. But so I reposted the stuff so she could get a good timeline of how all that went down. Yeah, it was just like, even with me being having an analytical mind, and I love true crime stories and stuff like that, I was like, girl, don't And in the video I watched today, and it was like the medical examiner, and he was like discussing the state of it and all that, and I was like, girl, it's been years, at least 2 years since she got found guilty for that. And just hearing it now, oh, and then it was a phone call. I think it was her friend that she had first initially lied to about where the kids was at. Lord have mercy. This lady had got her ass up on that prison call and chewed her out. Like, that lady was screaming and crying. And you would have thought they was her kids. This chick sitting on the phone, of course she on a recorded line. She in jail. She's just sitting there on the phone trying not to say nothing. And it was crazy because I was like, yo, that was crazy in itself. So I'm glad I did not. Yeah, it was pieces, and that shouldn't have been. Yeah, but I think I watched the last one and followed it those days because I wanted to see how she was going to, like, how engaged she was going to be in this process of trying to be her own attorney. Now it was interesting. I ain't gonna lie, because Miss Mama, she was trying to step through and do whatever her her thing and stuff like that. Now they did do a interview with her before the trial, this past one, and then they did an interview with her after the trial, and I reposted those too. I didn't even know I had found it like before I went live tonight. I was watching it, and I didn't even know, because she has an adult son. I didn't even know the adult son has his own podcast. She has her oldest child that made it out of the house. Yes, yes, her oldest son. His name is Colby Ryan. I want to say it's Colby Ryan, something like Colby, Colby, Colby. But and just imagine him being young and his early life with him, being married, starting a family. He got to be dragged all up and through with this mess. Him and his wife, um, with his crazy mama. Oh, and then If she ain't got enough audacity, guess what this lady did? This accusation was it for me. It was it for me. It did a 1-2 on me today. Cause I just found out that okay, so the daughter was 16 at the time, I believe. She alleged that the daughter grew frustrated with the little boy that was 7 because he had severe case of autism. She claims that somehow the girl must have held him down and was responsible allegedly for what happened to him, and then she took herself up out of here allegedly. I was like, girl, if you don't get your little crazy ass to your cot and your damn 3 fucking meals and be fucking for real for once in your life and leave us alone. When I tell you that lady had all the audacity in the world, and I think that did something to her oldest son as well, because he like, what? He was so pissed. He was like, my sister ain't do that. And he made sure he clarified it for the record. I think what ended up happening was he did a phone call with her to be able to, finalize and ask questions after that trial. And that's what he said. That's what she told him. And I guess that's what she wanted to, put out in the public. Things that frustrate with regard to kids, especially because 16. Yeah, that's why I was just like. And the crazy thing is, they was able, like, once they realized this lady is not gonna tell us what it is, she's not gonna be truthful, she's not gonna be forthcoming, we gotta go find out. They literally had to do I think I reposted that video too, where they had like the timeline of how everything went down, to the point of them tracking her brother to husband number 5's property on certain days, on certain strange hours, because I guess, it wasn't, somewhere that he would normally be. And the crazy thing is, when they tracked him out there, the wife was still alive. I was like, what in the cornfield shit going on around here? That's why and I believe people, and I stand with them when they say it's two justice systems. This is the funny part about her. She swear up and down, at this point, she is helping the women in her celly speak out, find their voices. Hey Angie, how you doing? She swears she trying to help the women from her celly block, 553499, find their voices, exercise their constitutional right to having a speedy trial. I was like, girl, if you don't get your crazy so, and she is so serious. She was like, I feel like, girl, it's listen, this level of Delulu has been exalted. I'm good. Still on my government job so far. I know that's right. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. She unlocked so many different levels of Delulu. And then not only that, I didn't even know she sat down and did an interview. What's that guy name that he do interviews? It's an older white gentleman with gray hair, and he has like a distinctive voice. And so she did an interview with him, and she was playing with him. And during that interview, she tried to insinuate the same thing. She tried to insinuate that the little girl, you know, and all that. I was like, you know what? I guess in her head, as long as she don't admit to it out loud, it ain't happened. And not only that, we gotta still also consider that she around here talking about she gonna do all these damn appeals. And child, she's trying to put Esquire behind her name. I gotta get these damn clips up. I've been popping clips every damn week. She right here. You know what? I would not be surprised. Um, Again, she gonna be her own attorney again. And I feel like with this past trial, she got her feet wet a little bit. And it was areas that she wasn't real comfortable and confident in. And when she was doing an interview, she was like, "Oh, I learned a lot. I thought that you would be able to go in and tell your side, and then they tell their side. But once we yeah, girl, I just finished showing me a pair of shorts. I just finished them. I had to come back like live 3 different times. First, the thunderstorm came, and then my other phone had died, and then girl, here I am. I made it. You know what? I need to check my phone because I did get a message on my other platform. But yeah, Lori, wow, Lori in these streets, doing everything but being fucking for real. That's what she got going on. Cause she know what happened. It done went too far with them children, and she can't turn it around. Hi, Aim. I hear that movie Sinners is excellent. I want to go see it. I haven't really heard about it. I think the only thing I heard a lot of people was talking about removing their welcome mats. I was like, what in the world? You do art. Okay, cool. But yeah, they was talking about removing it. Yeah, I don't really watch I don't every now and then I will go check like a series or a documentary. I'm gonna tell you something. What I was watching the other week, and I ain't gonna lie, I had already seen it before. I had went back and watched the one with the girl. What's her name? Anna something. The foreign. I think she Russian. She was from somewhere, and she had hustled all them people out their money. I think I had went back and watched that series again on Netflix, but no, I haven't seen no movies. Um, yeah, I ain't really watched no. I didn't watch anything this week. I ain't watched nothing good. But I heard the people were saying that they removing their doormats. They if it say welcome, they say they getting rid of it. So Michael B. Jordan and another guy's in it. Okay. Yeah, I don't really I can't even remember the last time I went to a movie. I think the last nope, I didn't even do that. Mm-mm. I don't know. I think really I haven't been able to watch them because I ain't been I don't play with movies like that. They be there be a lot of spiritual stuff going on with the movies. Was that the movie they was talking about where they said they removed their doormat? a whole bunch of people on TikTok. Let me see. I guess what they were trying to insinuate at some point in the movie. Okay, it said, okay. The guy said the movie centers teaches how welcome mats are demonic because you I guess it's supposed to say have already given consent to evil to enter your home. Make sure he ain't got no music on. Demonic. The movie Sinners teaches you that welcome mats are demonic. Here's how. Just like in the movie, in this scene where they needed his consent in order to enter their home, right? This is the basic laws of the ancient times, right? Where you need that consent in order to be violated. Therefore, the person who's violating you goes scotch-free. And so these welcome mats, which are in English, English is a demonic language, right? Okay, girl, his video a little long. I thought it was gonna be like a little minute one. Other people, they just basically talking about how they removed this afterwards. This one says after watching centers, this welcome mat will be replaced immediately. So that's all I've been seeing. I haven't seen the movie. And you know what? I'm not a horror movie type of person. If you had everybody, that's all they. It's another person. That's all they. That's the only thing I've been seeing. It's nothing but people talking about mats. That's it. I don't have one either. Yeah, and I was like, what? I was like, what is this y'all watching? I, I ain't really into the horror scene film. I don't know. I just never. My daughter says she like them. She love them and all that. And I was like, yeah, I bet your sleep get interrupted too, don't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she had a major phase where she would watch them a lot and then be all the pieces. But yeah, I ain't into them. And the crazy thing is, I can literally watch like true crime shows or like investigations, and that stuff would not bother me at all. Just don't let anyone ruin your house. I love horror. Oh yeah, I don't play that stuff either. I don't play that pop up stuff or none of that. Yeah, I the crazy thing is I never grew up that way. Like my mom never had like just any and everybody in her space. Um yeah, I'm looking at the woman in the yard now. What you talking about? Oh, you talking about the movie? And you watching it at night? Go on, girl, with your bad stuff. I can't mm-mm, no. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure it is. I just ain't I ain't into that Hollywood stuff no more. You she sound like scaring myself. Why? My third time. Oh, it's your third time watching it. Oh my goodness. It must be good. It must be real good. Yeah, it ain't nothing that I'm gonna watch. But I've been hearing about it. It ain't nothing that I'm gonna watch though. Mm-mm. I don't watch anything in the movie theater. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. Mm, mm-mm. The meaning is good. Yeah, I don't know how I love musical theater. What a name. So I guess you love musical theater. Do you like musical theater? Actually, I haven't. I'm not. I do love music. I haven't really ever gotten into like the theatrics of it. However, I have been trying to challenge myself to go check out a musical because we have musicals at a theater that's close to me. And it's crazy because they built this huge theater and I hardly ever hear about the musicals, but yeah. Yeah. I heard they had some really good ones. That's something I would go check out. A musical. I would do that. Yep, they got a really big one. It's close to a college in my area. And they literally built like a state of the art theater. It's a large property that used to be like a old high school that I think they got rid of the high school and they ended up selling it to the college. And that's something I wanted to do. They tell great stories in a different way. Yeah, and it's not that far from me. Yeah, it's not that far from me. Now it's another one that I would have to like go all the way like to Norfolk or something like that. But the one that I'm talking about is right beside Christopher Newport. Yeah. So that one is they have I think they have musicals at the other one too. I can't even remember the last time I seen a musical or heard. It's been like probably a good 20 years since I've been interested in one. But yeah. The funny thing is I was just in here lip syncing and my dog thought something was wrong with me and he started barking at me because I was saying the words but he didn't hear me and he was like, girl, you cool? Did you accept him, Patricia? We good over here. Yeah, he was not having it. He was like, girl, and he started barking at me and I was like, what's wrong with you? And he was looking at me like, girl, what's wrong with you? And I just ain't doing no more. When I started singing again, I made sure I sung loud enough for him to hear me. So he started barking at me again because he looked worried. He did look worried. He was like, "Ho, is you cool?" And I was like, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "Ho, is you cool?" Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm ready to go to bed. Like, if anything, on Saturday, I like watching SVU. That is my show that I will binge watch on. And I don't have no problems with it. Like, I can literally, because I don't know, maybe it's the investigative, analytical part of it that, subconsciously make me feel like ain't shit going on. But I watch that just fine. I don't know. Did we miss anything? Pepper, what you talking about? You was talking about something earlier. Who you was talking about? Was you talking about Joe Netta or Fanning? Was it Zoe or Fanning? Which one you was talking about? With them fat tongue twins. Well, they really triplets because they all look like Bill Cosby. I like ID. All of them crime and yeah, I can do them all day long. I'm telling you. And let me tell you, Girl, Snapped, that was my show. And this is the funny part. I was actually told before that they say that the women that are able to watch those shows are crazy. And I was like, I guess I fit, you know what I'm saying, right into that. I'll be that. Leave me alone. Let me be crazy. Right over here. Oh, I'm talking about like, okay, so when I used to watch it, that was back like when that first started, because like they had them first few seasons, it was jumping. And shows like they had all those good shows. They had all the first 48 shot. They was coming up and they was making sure you ain't go to none of them places. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Maybe they don't bother me because I spent so many years studying human behavior and psychology and stuff like that. So that's why I say subconsciously it's just the norm. It's just pink lipstick on that clown though. I was rolling. Who had pink lipstick? Who who had on who had on pink lipstick? Who who girl? Oh, I see that. Hold up. Let me go in my inbox. Yeah, I seen it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now who the hell put that damn big face body of Netta's? Who the hell? This is terrible. You know what? I think low key he do want to come back to TikTok, but I think his pride won't let him come back to TikTok. I really don't, because he had already told everybody he wasn't making another page once he lost his page, and then I think another reason he don't want to be on TikTok, baby, because they be giving him their work. Listen, TikTok. Oh, you know what? He do that too, cause he'll go on YouTube pages and like comment on people's stuff under other. Yeah, okay. So do you think what he might have created a T page of him? Cause people will do that too. They'll go like put their clips and stuff, like how everybody else do, because and that's one way for him to still be circulating and for people to remember him over there. Because other than that, I don't. Girl, let me tell you something. I don't went over there on the two. I got a few TikTok pages, but on the main two that I use, girl, I don't block Peach. I don't block a lot of people. Don't none of their stuff come up on my thing. I just blocked all them people out. When I don't want to do it no more. I just don't want to do it no more. I don't want to just block people. So I don't know nothing about nothing. And I'd rather watch a crime show. Has done that, and I believe them. Yeah, because I'm like, because for a minute, it was nothing over there of him. Like, if it was sporadic. And I think he really, I think low-key, he knew how the internet worked. He knew how it worked. He knows people that are popular generally maybe once a week. Yeah, so people will go there. One thing I noticed all across the board, they love to hate somebody. So that's the thing. And then if you are not a likable person, which I mean, shit happens. It gets even worse, especially like with him when he was around. He is talking about he was an icon, he was a sensation, and all this stuff, and just and then when he started talking about black women, baby, they canceled him. Christmas was over, and I know them bags ain't hit since because I really feel like those people took his page down just because they ain't like him and they wanted to get him off there and didn't want him to make no money while he was over there. I just seen people do that to somebody else over there. It was like everybody, they just came together and they didn't like this one content creator. Um, they accused that person of bullying people and harassing people, and they sprung into action. And they got her page pulled down. I don't want to see or hear anything negative. It's enough going on in the world. It is enough. It's enough is enough. So it's like certain people I would just go intentionally and block off my for you. Like, even though that lady not, I don't think she's negative, the one that eat all them, the one with the swole fingers that eat all them crabs. I just get tired of seeing her on TikTok trying on clothes. And her head big and her body small and her hands big. And I just blocked her ass. So, I mean, I like to go over there and find funny stuff. Like sometimes I go over there and find stuff to stitch. But and then I actually created another thing over there where I like up where I have like clips from lives. But I ain't think about no Joe Nettle. What kind of body is that? Wegovy. Who got a Wegovy body? What is that? Is that like one of them shots or something? I don't know what that is. Girl, this the body. This the body they gonna get this year. So I don't know nothing about none of that. Is it the? Girl, let me look that up. Oh, that's a drug. A shot. Girl. That's why she looked like that. I had no idea. Are you for real? The lady that be eating the crabs with the. I just knew it was something abnormally wrong going on. And I was like, you know what? I cannot. Child, she up there trying on furs, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, what? Yes, what in the bobblehead is going on? That's what happened. But her feet fingers still look like Vienna sausages. Now my hands match my body because I'm, you know what I'm saying? I ain't skinny and I ain't trying to be skinny. No, for real. No, for real. Like, I used to see the videos so much. And for real, I mean, first of all, I don't really, I wouldn't dare put a card number in no TikTok. So scrolling through, and it is what it is. But when it came to after a while, I was like, is she all right? Because, for a minute online, people were saying something about swelling and, eating the seafood and different things of that nature. And then when I seen her again, she had lost a lot of weight. Hey, Lisa. Oh, we was just talking in general about Pepper was telling me about Wegovy, and I didn't know it was a shot out here named Wegovy, and it was a creator, and I'm not giving them a name or anything. I was just talking about people that I decided to block when I scroll through TikTok because I get tired of certain stuff. And when I started seeing that person too much, and their head was real big and their body was small, so she explained to me that that person had took some type of shot, and that's what was going on. But I just got tired. It was like a home shopping network type of situation. You know how like back in the day it'd be like one channel and they will always sell something 24/7, and that's nothing wrong with that. Once the algorithm changes, sometimes um you see a variety of things. You'll see more lives sometimes. It just depends. One thing I did notice, speaking of their algorithm, I noticed the algorithm changed the last couple of days. Within the last 48 hours. I don't Allegedly the people were saying that they slowed it down so that people can run a bag up at the end of the month. I don't know because I don't make no money over there. Oh, I don't know about what. Oh no, it's not two little girls. It's a lady that does that's a content creator, but they make a lot of money on TikTok shop. So you know how like a lot of people they'll be up there and they'll be up there like trying on stuff. It'll be hours and hours. And I'm like, how am I able to come back and scroll and y'all keep pushing this person in my feed? So I went and blocked them. I went straight to their page and I blocked them to where they don't have to come up anymore. Yeah. If I get tired of seeing it that much, because like, everybody is not up there for that. Sometimes I just like to scroll. I'ma laugh at it. Most of the time I just love to be over there laughing. Now some mess will come about and then it'll be messing. In order they come out one day and take what did you talk about, Pepper? Look, I need them to stay right where they at. I don't want them coming bothering me. And you know what the funny thing is? It's a lot of people that believe that and they have a lot of theories, right? And I live fairly close to the water. So like it's been times where I have sat off the water and I would wonder, I was like, Lord, let me take my butt home because these people got me nervous coming out here fooling with this water because that's too much water to swallow. Too much water to swallow. I can't do it. So I just sit on the sidelines and, observe it and soak in some sun. You know what? I might go this one day this week just to sit out there and, take it all in like I normally do. But that's what I'm gonna be at this summer, child. That's actually I'm getting ready to I've been working on these thighs a little bit. I gotta get on my exercise bike. I like it, but when it get cold, it get cold. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't live too close. Now, when you live too close, like the people cause like the beach that's close to me, it's like condos and stuff right off the water, and it's houses. I don't know about the houses, but I know them people in condos. I know they got some their winter utilities gotta be high because a lot of those condos were built back in the 80s. Yeah, they gonna have to open them walls and put some more insulation. I know they cold because at least the houses, a lot of the houses are newer and more energy efficient. I know they struggling in them condos because some of them look like some of them were built and they have like stucco and stuff. They older. They really older. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I like to drive over there and go on about my business. Um, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice to go out on your patio or your balcony and just sit out there because I love me some coffee. I'm really thinking about making me some coffee tonight. I did that last night, girl. I was up to like 6 o'clock in the morning, but I wasn't tripping though. I was chilling. You know what? I seen when I was up at that and I didn't even mean to be up like that for real. It just happened the way it happened. Do y'all know they was having that man fume at 4 something in the morning? They and now I know it's a time difference. I know it's a time difference. But girl, they did not care. They cut that program on. Yeah, I ain't even say his name. You know what I'm talking about. Girl, how long they played it? Did they play it again when the people all woke up over here? I was laying down. It was 4:44 to be exact when I looked at my clock. My TV was on because, like, sometimes here. Anyway, what was the black and blue? Did they really beat him? Oh, I don't know who. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, they weird, Angie. Girl, I just went on, just leaned on the button, just go and handle it. Girl, no, you missed it. Somebody thought they was gonna come in here and spell out the N word. Girl, I grabbed them so fast before they could finish. It was not about to happen. It won't about to happen. It took me a little while because, like, when I gotta press the buttons on my iPad, it's a little different. Yeah, girl, they went with the N. They came back with the I. I ain't lying, girl. I was like, y'all ain't got nothing to do. Girl, them trolls be trolling. They would troll the hell out my ass some days. And you know what? I don't even bother it. As long as you're not trying to be nasty or offensive. But the Pope, they show pictures of him on black pennies. Hit him with a big rod to make sure they already. Girl, they turned blue and black. They probably had him out too long. Cause allegedly word on the curb, the people say he been gone. That's what the people told. That's what the people been saying on TikTok. TikTokerizations. But that's why them folks. That's why them folks normally have theirs so fast. A lot of them people they had theirs. That's why that's why we plan. We get our outfits. We fuss. We fight. We eat good. We do a lot of stuff. Child, we could drag ours out for a whole 2 weeks. They can't be in there like that. That's like some freezer burnt chicken. They can't be in there. Right, right. I don't know. I don't know. I was just wondering how long did they play that program over here? Because the sun wasn't even up. And I didn't even know that they were doing that today. I would think so. I would think so. I would think so. He would have one, Angie. But I didn't even know they was doing it. I was like, why they could have did that Friday? Why they do that Saturday? Do you think that had something to do with their religion? He asked for a simple. Oh, girl, I don't know what they did, but they talked about it all week, and I turned it off all week because I didn't need that playing in my subconscious. I got other things going on. But oh, he was. Hmm. Well, you know, the people was making the correlation to how they just seen him on Easter. But that ain't my business. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Right? I don't fool with them folks. I ain't messing with none of them folks. They can have the whole wheel. I just want this little area right here. They can have all the other stuff. Just give me. He spoke against their ill treatment of foreign immigrants. And I agree. It's some foolery going on. You know what? It's 2015. So that had to be maybe 10 or it was over 10 years ago. I was led to learn how to do a lot of things myself. And 4 days like this, when they would do this foolishness. That's another reason why I really don't share my Canon videos like that anymore, because you just never know who watching your videos. We in some weird times. Yes, he did. I liked him. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes to certain stories and certain people that they prop up in front of the American people and they irritate us over and over again and talk about it over and over again, girl, I turn it off. I do. I do. Um, I do. Mm. Yeah. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It really is. I just don't spend a lot of time on that kind of stuff. I just try to keep my my vibration high because I really don't it's real ghetto going outside and stuff, so I be having to be mindful. I just can't watch all week. We knew it would be a big deal. Yeah, yeah. That's basically what I'm getting at, because I was like, it. Listen, it was so bad that on the local news station, they it was like it was the first thing. I was like, girl, we already knew what happened yesterday. Like, why y'all gotta play this Monday through Friday? And then when they did, they started they well, here they will generally start the news segment out with the weather or something like that. They was so they talked about it so much. They dedicated at least the first 5 or 6 minutes to it. And then they started interviewing people and reminiscing on when they met him. I turned it off. That was the only respectful thing I could do. I ain't said nothing bad about it. I ain't said nothing. But I can't turn it off. And I'm still being nice. Because I was this close to just saying something crazy. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But, yeah. That's why I was led to learn how to do a lot of different things. That's all I can really say. Um, naturally. So, um, that's all I can say. But yeah, um, I don't know. Did I miss anything else? Oh, so Pepper, I had put the video up and you had commented, and I was actually talking about the girl. I don't know if you was familiar with it or not, but it's a young girl by the name of Tyler. And I talked about Tyler before. This has been going on since March, late February. It's been dragging on, right? So basically, it's a content creator that's well known across the platforms that basically helped her out. And a lot of people it was like how people started taking sides and this happened, whatever. And I was like, no, that's not what happened. I'm like, no, that girl really used her. She used that content creator, and she used her child to garner sympathy from people. Um, it's similar to like seeing a wolf in sheep clothing. So basically, it was like that. So when she left the girl house, she didn't leave on good terms. And not only that, she trashed the girl's place, right? So that basically happened early March. She left, started talking trash about the girl, started talking trash even though she trashed the lady house, right? So she left, got on a plane, went to another state. I don't even know how she knew these people. She got to those people's place. She stayed at those people's place. According to the lady, she left April the 9th. She did the same thing. That lady gave her a room in her house for her and her child to lay. She left that room trashed. And then, to make matters worse, she trashed it. She left it trashed about 2 weeks ago. And then a couple days ago, probably about Tuesday or Wednesday, she started coming up with this story saying that she got attacked. And she told the story the first time I listened, like from the bushes. And I was like, this story does not make any sense. And when she was telling the story, she was hinting and trying to make it seem like a woman had did it. Because she kept saying, this B. And I was like, who is this B she referring to, right? Now, mind you, she in a whole new state that she don't live in. I mean, she not from. Um, she was telling people that she had family there, but I was hearing that people want her family with somebody that probably just try to help her out. So then she started telling the story again, and the story switched up. By the second time she told the story, she said a man had attacked her. And the people had a field day with her. Nonetheless, she was on the live, and she literally had something wrapped around her arm. Child, they said it was tissue paper. But basically, she had it wrapped around her arm and she had it wrapped around her leg. And she said that the person had. So she is known for getting on social media and crying. That's how all of them noticed her from TikTok. She went viral over there crying. She was the girl that was over there crying in a sundown town. Exactly. So I did a few videos and I talked about her, and they went viral back when I went and did them. I mean, well, they did well. I'm just saying they didn't. I ain't gonna say they went viral. They did well. They did numbers, right? So much so that maybe like a month ago, while she was at this lady's house, she, I guess she ended up going on TikTok, and she seen that they were doing numbers. The crazy thing is, I have a repost page where I repost like clips of lives and stuff like that. I did numbers on her over there as well. Because during the whole scenario, a lot of people was trying to make it seem like the big content creator, um, they basically they weaponized the big content creators past against them instead of seeing what was going on like right there. And it was really, really fishy. So yeah, she was just up there crying and da da da. How about the third day? She's still telling this story. By the third day, she wanted to try to close her lives off and make them subscription only. Hustling. So when she started going live, telling these lies, her numbers started going up. But not only did she tell the lie on the live, she started mentioning the big content creator and blaming them. And when she left that girl house trashed, I told her, because the girl she young, and I was like, niece, you did a good job. Because me at your age, it would have been some furniture moving. I digress. But she got too much to lose. She got kids. Okay. I told her she handled it very, she moved on. But it's like the girl knows the power of social media. And what she'll do is she'll turn around and mention that girl for views. You know how they say for clout, whatever. She do it for views when her money low. And another thing I noticed what she'll do that so people will so her live views will go up on TikTok, and she tries to funnel the people over to her other platforms as well and try to make try to make her coins because a lot of girls they be on OF. Yeah, after the first girl helped her, and like I said, she's well known, and I'm not gonna lie, the well-known girl was known as, for scamming. And she admitted to sometimes when her money was low and she was younger, she did some stuff. But they wasn't looking at who she is now. So a lot of people that didn't like her, that's why I said on certain platforms, they just don't, they like to not like people. And what it is life, whatever. So I was like, no, that's not what happened. That's not what's happening right now. And a lot of people was mad because they was like, no, I even had a guy inbox me. It was a man that was invested in this. So much so, he was trying to tell me that the big content creator, oh, she a scammer. She do this, that, and the third, because I'm a scammer. And I was like, sir, did you just admit to being a scammer and contacting me He was a good source. So I kept, I obliged. I'm not going to hold you, girl. I ain't going to hold you. I held the phone till I couldn't hold it no damn more until he got on my nerves. I might start talking to him again. He cool people. But he started getting on my nerves last week, a week before last, whatever. But talking to him, he was able to fill in the blanks and I was able to fill in the blanks. But he was like more interested in it. He was like coming back with new tea daily. And I was like, what? What? He was dropping the tea. But anyway, so she went to another state. She left Texas. She went to North Carolina. She did the same thing to another lady. The only difference is the big content creator had a whole apartment that she let the girl stay in. And the girl waits to the last minute and said, oh, I can't afford to pay the rent or whatever the case may be. And the large content creator she used her platform to raise money and came up with the idea of trying to get the rent paid for a whole year so she could stay there, stack her bread, and get herself ready for when she left. That wasn't what she wanted to do. And she caused so much of a ruckus. She got upset because the girl did not put the money in her hand. So it was an issue. It was a whole bunch going on. So it was a lot of refunds issued, whatever the case may be. The girl ended up leaving. Whatever she left with a hefty amount of money because when she left the first girl's house, she went and stayed in like, I guess Airbnb for a few days. Like this Airbnb was so lavish. It had, the ceilings were, girl, it was dramatic. They had like the landing. It was like all types of catwalks through the house. It was so nice. It was nice. It had a pool in the backyard and it was facing a golf course. Okay. And I know it wasn't cheap for her to be there every day. When she left, she stayed in that place for a few days. That's how much money she had saved. Because see, what happened was she was grifting off the large content creator. Like this girl has like, I think she got like 600,000 followers on TikTok. You got people like that, and I think people are learning to go. Some low down people on these social media streets, they become these actors so they can cry on a dime and play on people simply. She do, and she got a. But see, that's when I knew how bad it was, and it was a dangerous game because she got a little boy, and I think he like 4, and I'm like, girl, like you gonna come across a person that ain't gonna care about neither one of y'all. So basically, she left. So she was in the place. She took a flight. But see, this is what she told the people. She tried to play on people's heartstrings and said, yup. Oh no, it's some consequences. Consequences and repercussions just go around. I'm getting there. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming for her. Because she was doing too much. So when she left there, she was telling people, because she was in Dallas area, she was telling people that she was going to fly to Houston to be closer to her grandma. I was like, that girl ain't getting on no flight. No, she not. That girl got on the flight and went somewhere else. So when she got to the location, y'all, nobody knew where she was at. And she thought it was the cutest, funniest thing in the world. And I was like, that's the type of person that's dangerous. Because in my opinion, you will roll somebody. You will T-roll somebody. And go from state to state. And then she got on the line because I be going from state to state. And I was like, she had like that was the first time she had ever left that state. But anyway, so this is the funny thing. This is how people found out where she was. She was on live. The 5 o'clock news was playing, y'all. Somebody was in the live and was able to identify where she was because the news station that was playing was from somewhere that somebody they knew was from there. And in the comments, they went and said where she was at, y'all. That girl ended that damn live so fast. When I tell you I was screen recording, how many damn views did I get on that one? The people was on her ass like grass because of what she had just recently did to that other person. Like I said, people were divided because a lot of people really believed her and wanted to believe her because they did not like the other person. And then the girl had that baby. And you know, us being mothers, we thinking we not gonna put our child in this. You know, when you grow and you evolve, you know that affects you and the child as well. That ain't how she living right now. I want to say, right, because I got some numbers on her. Anyway, I had to scroll back because that one happened a while ago. But anyway, yeah. So they found out where she was at. She was only there like a day or two. She was sitting there. You could tell she was lying. She was uncomfortable and nervous because she sat there and lied and said that's not where she was. They was like, girl, yes, you is. That's where you at. So they said she was in North Carolina. That ain't it. She called herself going to find employment or whatever the case may be. Previously, she had been down to that strip club. So she went down to the strip club in North Carolina. This is the crazy thing. I had the feeling that's what she was going to have to go back to. Because when she was staying at the first person's house, she didn't have nobody to sit in there and watch her son at night so she can hit them streets. I think that would have been the ideal situation for her so she could go do her dirt outside the house. I'm really I really was paying attention to how I was like, something ain't no, she about that street life because she ran away at 16. And she said quickly, she was like, I wasn't the only one that left at 16. One of my other sisters, they left at 16 too. And they ain't come back. And my mama had called the people. I was like, okay, so you just been a problem. Anyway. So she gets to Carolina. She ended up going to the strip club, whatever the case may be. Now, mind you, I'm still getting top tier tea because that's the person's blog. They ended up naming their blog Top Tier Tea. So they was pouring and baby, I was sipping. That person was telling me stuff and he was like, well, he was like, oh, she's selling, you know, that Tootsie Cat. I said, I believe you. I believe you. Cause see, that's the thing. And this is what I told the person. I was like, see, she know how to move around in Texas. And I told him straight up, I was like, North Carolina not gonna play with her. Carolina, let me tell you something. No. I got cousins that's Carolina boys. I got other people. Them Carolina dudes different. Okay? I mean, dudes different everywhere they are. But they not gonna play with her like that. Like, she was able to move around, but see, the thing is, you can't move around like that in Carolina the way you was able to move around in Texas, because at least you was able to go to, you know, different parts of Texas. Texas way bigger. And not only that, you had some sort of somebody you knew there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let her tell the story. Like I said, she was telling the story. She claimed she was getting in a Uber, putting her groceries in a Uber. And Somebody called her name. She looked back and she said she was attacked. She was down to the ground. Now, a lot of people are saying they don't believe that nobody touched her. And I was like, no, somebody did. Somebody did. Because by that point, she had already left that lady house messed up. That's the second person. The second person house was in North Carolina that she left that lady house messed up. She left stuff all on the floor, just like their room was trash. It didn't even look like a room that somebody had lived in with their children. That's how the first person's apartment was left, the same exact way. And to me, I felt like it's hard for me to believe that's how she was living daily. But then again, it's not hard. But I think what she does, it's like you know how you watch a movie and some people be like, it's their calling card. That's her calling card. Tearing your shit up and saying, it's like saying F you on her way out the door indirectly. I'm being for real. The people, okay, so the second lady got in touch with the first lady that she had did this to. She shared her experience and shared, what happened and how it went down, and shared a video of how she left her house. Baby, I screen recorded that video and put it online and did. You around here trying to drag this other lady. This the crazy thing. So when I was getting the tea from the person, they had ended up contacting her siblings. At least one of her siblings said she was a compulsive liar and said she did this type of stuff all the time. What? Your sister around here, y'all better go get that baby. I see why her grandma was trying to keep the peace and not really saying much, because realistically, she just want her to come back closer with that baby so she can be around that baby and protect him. So now she down in another shelter. That's why I made that video where I did, Pepper. I said, you around here got that baby going from place to place. My thing is this: she's a nasty, trifling comment something. Because you could be nasty and trifling on your own dime, but when it comes to them children, drop that baby off somewhere where he gonna be taken care of. Especially when you have the help. It's not like she don't have family. She has 5 sisters and a grandmama and her mama. Yes. And I was like, that's why I be irritated when it come to that. And I be like, girl, why would you do that? And this little boy, and to me, I felt like she felt like this was her last hoorah to run around, do what she want to do, because technically this school year coming up will be the first school year she has to enroll him in public school. So anything in between then, she was putting him in daycare so she can do what she want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. He seemed like he's gone to really good centers that taught him well and things, whatever. But the way she moving around, because, okay, so people were saying they didn't think nobody did nothing to her because she had the little things on her arms. And I was like, girl, what in the paper towel is going on? And so, but she said, oh, I was waiting for this to go down because I ain't really want to get on the camera. She had that big ass knot on her forehead. And she gonna tell me I hit my head trying to get away from her. No, somebody bopped you right here. She had a big ass knot on her forehead. And I can tell that motherfucker was huge. Because it was still kind of, big when she was on the camera. I said, oh yeah, somebody beat her. Somebody got her. And the way she was telling the story, like, oh, This how she tried to make it seem. This how I knew she was lying. First, she tried to say that the big content creator leaked her son's daycare information. Girl, what did you talking about? That was back in Texas. You in Carolina. What did you talking about? She claimed back then that's what the girl did. Then she claimed the boyfriend that she was, I guess, in a DV situation with and left him in Texas. The video she showed that the man she showed the house toe up, right? Let's use some deductive reasoning. We gonna break this down. She had a video of the dude. Matter of fact, I might go find it. She had a video of the dude laying on the ground trying to drink bleach. I ain't lying. And let her tell it. She claimed he did all that because he got caught texting a trans person. But let her tell it. She claimed that's the reason why she left the state. Yeah, girl. It was... Hold on. Let me see if I can find a video. Because she did a video. I think she blocked me. Hold on. Did she block me? I can't see her main page. I think she blocked me from a couple of her pages, girl. Hold on. Let me see. Because she did say she was going to block the people. She probably did unblock me. Oh, no. Okay. She ain't blocked me on that one. How you doing? Let me find the video. But anyway, so it was a video of... Because that's how it all supposedly went down. Because her sister had told somebody that she already had her own place. Right? The sister said she just up and left her place. It's like, what? And the dude... I'm about to show you the video of the dude. Let me turn it up.
You didn't drunk bleach because you did dirty.
Hold on. Hold on.
Now you trying to shake him on the floor like something just so wrong with you. Like somebody is doing you something. Then you got this fucking window open like, let me close it before you even get any fucking thoughts. Like, this shit is crazy. Jesus fucking Christ. You need fucking help or something. What is wrong with you? Jafar! No. Oh, ain't shit in that bottle.
So that was the alleged DV situation that she supposedly left, right? Let's use some deductive reasoning. That place was tore up. Every place she's left so far has been destroyed before she just left. What's the common denominator in that? I'll wait. Her. That apartment that was hers, she up and left it trashed. She in there talking trash to him. He on the floor around there. I don't know what he got going on. And she videoed it. Then she went to that first person house, left their house tore up. It's a video of how she left that girl house too. The third person house, with the second person that she stayed with, she left their house tore up. So the common denominator, you like to tear up shit when you done. Okay. It's giving mania. It's giving episodes. Come with me, Pepper. Come with me, girl. So I was like, what the fuck going on? So when I didn't know nothing about that video until like certain people was like, girl, go back and look on her page. That's her main page. That's the same page that she went viral on crying, saying she was in a sundown town. I'm going to take it further back, like the fitted caps. It was another lady. It was a content creator that had been on the app for years, 4 or 5 years. And she said she remembered when that girl first had that little boy and was in a motel. And she remembered that girl up there asking for help when that baby was born. Okay. Left that there. So I guess at some point in time, she got on her feet. Okay, fine. This time, she went to a sundown town to leave that situation. Now, mind you, that was her apartment. According to her family members, they said she made good money. She was able to afford that place. They said she was on the 20th floor in a nice building. Okay. So, let's keep going. She leaves. She claims she went to a sundown town. She claims she had been working like 12-hour shifts at some local diner, Denny's, or something of that nature, right? Waffle House, I don't know. One of them, right? Let her tell the story. She said that
you done drunk bleach because you did dirty and I tried.
So she done went. Yes. Boom. So she started crying wolf. The video went viral.
I'm still in my work clothes, y'all. I took an Uber home because I work late, so I had one of my friends.
She claimed she had got a ride to this place in an Uber, and she claimed that the Uber had left her stranded in the restaurant. First of all, if you was already working at a restaurant, why would you have to go into another damn restaurant to get your baby something to eat? And if you in a sundown town where you claim you don't know nobody, where was your son at? Oh, my friend went and got him from daycare. What friend? Because if you left that DV situation, you was in a whole new town starting your life over and you know nobody, muffin. What? She in there cry line. And my thing is this. If you get in an Uber and you go from one destination to another destination, either one, that food wasn't ready and they did you a favor and dropped and stopped there, or you thought everything was about you and you was going to take your time and order that goddamn food and you got left. Why every time something go down with her, it got something to do with a goddamn Uber? Because when she got rocked and socked, allegedly she was getting in an Uber.
Go pick up my son and take him home so I could work and he didn't have to stay at daycare. Why? I get in an Uber. He take me 10 minutes out. And he leaves me, y'all. Left me. Like, I just worked the double being nice to him.
Why would you come and cry on the internet? Why you didn't call your friend that pick your baby, that allegedly pick your baby up from daycare? Anyway, girl, we gonna move on. So that's how she went viral. Everybody knew who she was. She got 14 million views. This is the thing. If you are trying to get away from a DV situation, why are you on social media crying for attention? Girl, why you didn't call you another Uber? Okay. So it's giving meltdown at the place. It's giving overwhelmed at the place, right? We move on. So it was a lot of people, folk know what they do. It was a lot of people that was reaching out to the large content creator because they know the large content creator will spring into action. They have a really, I told you they got like almost 600,000 people. They have really supportive people from all walks of life. And she could literally get up there and be like, look, if everybody sent $1, she'll have $20,000 like that for a cause, though. And the thing is, that person did not want to get in trouble because you can get in trouble for getting money under false pretenses. They did it before, so they know. So they was like, look. So people was contacting her, telling her about this girl supposedly stranded, trying to get back to a shelter. It was some other stuff she was saying about the shelter. And child, the shelter, I heard the shelter allegedly tried to serve her a lawsuit after what she said about them online. I don't even think that video is up there anymore. But anyway, so she went viral. That's how her page blew up, from her crying, lying. Now, it was so crazy. It was another lady that was on social media, and she did a video after it. She was like, she showed her inbox. She was like, I was one of the people that felt bad for her and reached out. She said, I'm glad I didn't. She said, I'm glad she didn't reach out to me after, everything had transpired, because, what she did. So everybody was telling the larger content creator, and guess who offer she took? So with the larger content creator, of course, it's going to be a different level of people because that person has exposure, right? So basically, with everybody listening to the said storyline, because she knows the power of social media, all you got to do is play the damsel in distress. She is like the epitome of that. Like, that's what she do. She is the type of person, and I had to explain to the person that had the scoop and the tea that was talking to me, because it was a man, and I had to explain to him, I'm like, look, baby, I'm a woman. I've been a woman for 43 years. Okay, I done seen a lot of different people walking this here life. I said, what you see and what I see is two different things. And he's probably about 10 years younger than me. So I had to explain to him, I was like, you still in the Captain Save a whole phase. Okay? I'm not. So I see it the way it is, and I was like, this is dangerous, because not only is this dangerous to her, she got to put her old childish ways somewhere else, because that baby need her. So she took the offer. She tried to act like she did not know how much the rent was when she went to the person's place. Now, granted, I ain't gonna lie, the apartment was expensive. But this is the thing. If she was already living in an apartment and she was making supposedly good money, paying rent, I was like, maybe the dude was paying her rent. I don't know. But it was a lot of drama surrounding that. She ended up being able to get all these cash apps. People literally was sending, they created a Amazon list for her. So this is the thing. And she tried to play in people's faces, like her supporters alone was the ones that gave her all of that. It did not click in her delayed brain until when she left that apartment and she did that girl dirty, and she realized she couldn't finesse her the way she thought she was going to be able to finesse her. She thought she was going to leave with a large sum of cash in hand. Now, she probably did get a large sum of cash, but it wasn't the lick she thought she was going to get. Okay? What ended up happening, because the girl raised the money for rent. And again, you cannot raise money for rent and go buy a car. You can't use it and go to the spa. You can't use it and F the money over, right? So that person knows that. And they said, okay, well, this is what I can do. I can take you, since you don't want to stay here, because the money was already raised, I can issue these refunds to these people, or I can, if it's a place that you already are applying for and you're going to, I can cut the check or whatever the case may be and give it to that place. That girl was never trying to secure her a place. Because realistically, if her name was on that previous lease, everything wasn't handled the way it needed to be handled, because you could see how she left that place. So again, another thing that was real interesting to me was how she was able to just up and leave these places the way she did. Like, you left your baby clothes, his favorite toys. Like, girl, like, it just gave me that you were a drifter. Like, you were accustomed to this life. So even now, with her back, I think she says like some shelter or whatever down there, because let her tell it. She's trying to make it seem like that same guy found her, came to North Carolina, and I was like, no, baby. That was a North Carolina ass woman. Baby, I was born on a Thursday, but it won't last Thursday. And the damn show on 2 days ago. You got bopped by somebody in Carolina because of some shit you did when you was there. You might have corrupt somebody's man while you was out there selling that sister cat. Nonetheless, she done got her ass back up off TikTok because she done went and put everybody under Angie. She done went and put everybody on. I hate that I have the analytical skills that I do. The FBI ain't got shit on a black woman. Well, not this one. I know, and I read that bitch from the beginning. I knew what she was on. And see, the time I will sit back. I will sit back and let it rock and let it ride. But that was so wrong. And she's still trying to make it seem like that girl. I was like, oh, she had. Oh, and then she claimed that the dude. Now, mind you, the dude that's laying down and they got outed. Because we only seen what happened on that snippet. We don't even know what all went on before she left there. You see, you feel me? Okay. She claimed that that dude tried to go and get information at her son's daycare in Texas. A bleach drinker? Baby, he ain't that savvy. You ain't fooling me. Again, you don't went down it. Because see, 2 weeks ago, the last time I talked to my source, about 2 weeks ago, they told me she was down there bragging, saying that the dudes was paying $500 a night for it. That's what they told me. This is what the people told me, y'all. And I was like, what? I said, go on, girl. I said, well, what's she gonna get her hair done? I'm concerned because if she making $500 a pop, that thing, why the hell she got an old struggling ass fake ponytail that she got wrapped around her motherfucking little piece of hair up there? with a fucking rubber band. That bitch ain't even had no bobby pins on that hoe. And when she tried to take that matted, nappy ass piece of shit down, girl, she had to find some motherfucking scissors to cut the goddamn rubber bands. That bitch already, I said that bitch ain't get no 500 a pop. Because I had friends that was dancers. And when the money was good, baby, you could tell. She went down to Carolina and thought she was going to get them dollars. And them girls in Carolina was not going, you was not going to be able to go in nobody else's territory. See, first of all, they like them thick in Carolina. They might like them built like a little teenage boy in Texas. But baby, let me stop. I ain't messing with y'all. Man, she out here trying to scandalize and vandalize my niece's name in these streets. Leave that girl alone. That girl that went. Let me tell you something. The big content creator ain't saying nothing about that girl in a minute. The girl started trying to taunt her and sending her messages. And then she came live this week trying to make it seem like the big content creator had somebody stalking her and had that person following. First she said it was the man from Texas. And then she said it was some lady in North Carolina that was stalking her. Bitch, that was somebody, you probably done slept with her man. That sound like a strip club beef that spilled out into the streets. She ain't fooling me. That man ain't came over there bothering her. That man, she done outed him. He was over there distraught. You had to close the door to make sure he ain't jump off the thing. Girl. Yeah, child. I'm ready to go. It was a lot going on, y'all. But it had been going on for months. And I'm like, leave this girl alone. She not bothering you. Girl, she don't want to got her body done. She got her new boo. She out here taking care of her children, working, enjoying her life. She ain't saying nothing about you. Here she go. She can't even be a responsible adult without going out of town and getting her ass whooped. You calculating. But see, this the thing. And I'm not trying to be funny, I promise you. She's a young, beautiful girl, but I think something is mentally not right. Ladies, I'm going to say good night. The Benadryl kicked in. Good night, Angie. But she is like one of the ones that when she first came on, she was just like, you old bitches. And I was like, who is she talking to, right? No begging. Girl, I'm trying to calculate that thing too. But the thing is, if I'm going to calculate that thing, I'm going to have that bread. Like, girl, let me tell you something. That damn ponytail. Pepper, I knew that bitch was lying. I said you was a motherfucking lie. Because let me tell you something. Girls that's getting that money, I don't care how busy or whatever they got going on in their life, child, that hair gonna be laid. You hear me? It's gonna be laid. But Pepper, it was a mess, girl. It was a mess. Let me tell you something. When I got my first place, what is you talking about? We talking about something else, Muffin. We ain't talking about that. We talking about somebody else and what they claim they doing. When okay, so my first place when I was probably 18 or 19. One of my good friends, who was the same age, she was a dancer. That's what she did. I was in college. She was a dancer. That's what she did. She got her bread though. She got to the money. And one thing I can tell you, when she went back to that club, she looked like something. She looked like the money that she was making. Okay? She was able to take care of her son. Hell, she was like, shit, I done fucked around and turned into a nanny when I wasn't at school because she worked at night and she wouldn't even hardly get up with her own goddamn child. But we was young. I digress. So again, that's how I knew. I was like, girl, wait a minute. Something ain't, this ain't registering. You in a whole nother state. You would have been able to accomplish and get way more done if you were able to, you know what I'm saying, make that kind of money at night. Just from that thing. You see, this is what she was telling the source. And when the source said it, I was like, did you see the live that I seen? They was like, what you mean? I said, that girl, Pepper, you remember the track ponytail, the tracks that people would put around their goddamn head. Girl, the damn track was all matted up. It looked like she had that track for about a year. That one damn track been in her life for a year. Ain't nowhere in the hell if you able to sell that box $500 to $600 per dude. Girl, get the fuck out of here. What you think? What? And then it was funny because the dude, he was being messy. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? He kind of like trollish, but he funny and he good at what he do. So he was like, yeah, the girls out here saying you broke. I said, why you sit there and be a messy telling that girl that somebody said she broke? He said, you did say that. I said, her ponytail told on her. Girl, I be on TikTok. That's what the hell I had going on the last couple months on TikTok, girl. And then it's another lady that be inboxing me on TikTok that done got blocked. Both of her pages and got blocked by this girl. She inboxed me today asking me what the girl IG was. I was like, oh, I don't know her IG because I don't be on Instagram. Like, in my head, see, this same person that I'm talking about, they have different personas that they want to project on each platform. So what happens is she will go to TikTok and she even said it. Oh, over here, I'm just on my mommy shit. Girl, well, what the hell you be doing on the other platforms? You see what I'm saying? So she was strategic at what she did because she was in a band. She was down on her luck. Girl, back was against the wall. She was back in the shelter. So she had to at least make some money. She had to make them platforms make money for her. So what she did was she went live. She made up this crazy story. She being extra dramatic with it. What she did was she came every day consistently until she got the live jumping the way she wanted it jumping. And then she turned it into subscriptions. I peeped the game. I peeped it. Because 2 weeks ago, she told my source she was getting that bread. And the lie detector said, it ain't true. Bye. Let me help you out. Anyway, but yeah, Pepper, that's the kind of shit I be getting in over there. I didn't keep my ass from over there. But I just ain't like how she was trying to do them people. And really, it's sad because I wish somebody could have forewarned the other lady that she did that mess too. Because now that lady had to go through the same thing. Now, I don't know if she was paying her, but she was in her home. Not only was she in her home, she was helping her take care of her child. Because think about it, if she's out at night and you know they keep them long hours, she ain't getting up in the daytime with that boy. She ain't fixing him no breakfast. Girl, the way that room look. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And according to the second lady, the lady house she just left, she said she was always yelling and screaming and stuff in the lady house. That was one of the things the lady said. And I was like, well, dang, what's she yelling and screaming? You know, in my head, I'm like, what's she yelling and screaming about? But the lady ended up saying that the little boy accidentally called her mom. And she said that girl went off. And I believe her. Hey, Michigan. How you doing, Teresa? And that lady went off. And I was like, I can see that happening because of how she felt in that situation. But the thing is, he's a child. He accidentally called her mom because that lady was doing motherly things with him that her ass should have been doing. This is water. And she got mad with that lady and it went bad. It got real bad. But yeah, that's what happened. I be over, listen. Yeah, I like the little sparkling water. This is actually like Aldi special. I like the Aldi one. But it was just a wild, like, girl, TikTok, it be going down. It be going on. But like I said, she was real strategic when she came up there this time. Hey, in India, how y'all doing? Yeah, it's late. It's late. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get up off here. So it's probably still early over there. I don't know. I don't know the time difference. But yeah, I was just telling this raggedy TikTok story, this raggedy TikTok experience dealing with certain people. But like I said, it's just honestly unfortunate. This is how it was. So many people feeling sorry for that girl. Because the guy that had called me that was the source, it's breakfast time. Oh, really? Okay, it's late here. I'm getting ready. Yeah, it's bedtime for me. But the source, they was actually willing to go and help get the little boy back home to his grandma. And when all that stuff went on, that she's alleging went on, the little boy was not with her. So whoever did it was strategic. And then this is another thing. If he wasn't with her, who was your child with? Maybe he was at the shelter. I don't know. It's like she's comfortable with leaving her kids with her son with a stranger. And that's what I'm saying. Like he. And one thing I was really saying, and when it all came full circle, I really feel like that's something that that family had been dealing with her for a long time. That started in her teenage years. That child may be going through something. You know what? He seemed like he really sweet, inquisitive, very, talkative. He got a little bit of a you can't really, I can't understand what he's saying. Cute little fellow. And that's why I said in that video, like sometimes you just gotta sit your ass down, even if you don't want to. If it's some type of resources that's available for her to help her where she is, she need to take advantage of each and every one of them. That's going to help her be able to be stable and provide that type of life for him. Because I think like with her grandmother, though her grandmother doesn't mind and would love for him to be close by, I think she made it a point to just basically extend the offer. That girl not she don't want to do it. If anything, she up and moved out of state. I'm like, that's selfish. Why would you take him further away from the person you claim that will support you and help you with him? So that was something I just didn't get. And oh, and then I think she's supposed to have a boyfriend in North Carolina too. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But then, oh, she tried to make it seem like the reason why she was not at the previous location that she was staying at was because the police told her they didn't recommend it. I was like, girl, that's a lie. And then 2 days later, it came out that you left that lady house 2 weeks ago and left it in a disarray. Girl, I can't deal with the internet. Shit, wow. It's just wow. And like I said, he don't deserve that. He innocent. He innocent. He is. But again, she's an adult. That's her child. And she has the right to make the decisions for him. And nobody else can do anything about it at this point. I think it would take for him to go to a regular school and for their regular school to start having experiences with her that they have concerns about. But yeah. Grad taught your head off. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They because like and that's why I was explaining to the dude too. And I was like, or or if something went on in that facility that they stay in, the transitional type facility that they staying in, because they'll have like clinical professionals and different people that offer services. They work closely with human services and child protective services and stuff like. And that was another thing that the guy was saying. He was like, well, what if? Oh, I think one of the concerns and the allegations he had, and it was what he heard through the grapevine, that she was concerned about her family members trying to take the little boy from her. And I said, well, if it's nothing documented or if it's nothing already officially out there, they would have to get some documentation on that child to be able to intervene. And with him leaving from one state to another, you will have to eventually, I said that she would have to eventually try to, get some documentation. And, that's how they would be able to intervene. But other than that, she gonna keep on rolling. Cause I think with this year, she has to put him in kindergarten. I think this is the year that he has to go to kindergarten. So, yeah, girl. I'm going to bed. I done talked myself to sleep, girl. It's been real, Papa. I'm ready to roll out. Girl, be going down over there. It's wild. Good night.